What's up, everybody? You ready to find out who we're going to be playing in the Western Conference Finals? Well, it'd either be one of two hometown friends, DeSean and his Mavericks, or Donnie and his Blazers. Both friends are hungry for their first ring of their NBA career, as am I with the Pelicans. So no matter who takes it tonight, this winner take all Game 5. It'll be a crazy series in the conference finals, and that's a guarantee. Both teams have had different paths to this point in the season. Portland won the West 2 years ago, then fell off a bit last year due to some injury woes, but they've reloaded and have been dominant, leading the NBA in points per game with the second best record in the entire association. Meanwhile, the Mavericks have been a wild card a bit. We saw it in simulating in the regular season. They would win 5 in a row, then mysteriously drop 7, win 6, lose 5. It was just a weird path for them, but they're peaking at the right time. They won their last 6 in the season to lock up the 4th seed in the West, and they wiped the floor with Utah in the first round, a team with the best defense in the NBA. So they look crisp over the recent weeks, and right now they are giving Portland a run for their money, something that I'm sure most of the experts didn't see coming this early. Whoever wins tonight will be our last hurdle to the NBA Finals, and Josh Richardson gets us started tonight. His defense has been instrumental here in this Portland series, and you need all of that whenever you're going up against the Trailblazers. Donovan there collects his first rebound, the first to be of many. He's averaging 14 boards in this series. Knotted up 2-2, CJ McCollum made the first basket for Portland, and now he's got 4 unanswered. And he has kicked it up a notch in this playoff series, 16 points per game, up an entire point from his regular season output. And now DeSean, he finds his way off of the screen, curling thanks to KP. He finds some real estate to pull it. DeSean, with his first touch of the night, makes good of it, and he's been a marksman ever since his days at Texas with me. You guys already know that for a fact. Portland retakes the lead, and now we see Damian Lillard with his first shot attempt. I was just about to bring up, I was pretty surprised he didn't have any touches so far. There he is putting the moves on Luka Doncic. Damian Lillard, the 2-time MVP winner in this series, including this season. And Dame Dalla has definitely faced some scrutiny in this series. Despite holding those 2 MVP trophies, he hasn't always looked the best in come playoff time, but somebody who is looking the best he can be right now, DeSean, second three-pointer from that same spot. But yeah, it's always a little bit of a mystery. For some reason, Damian Lillard just doesn't seem to always be on top of his game in the postseason. Oh no, DeSean, same spot, 3 in a row. DeSean Christian, the same amount of points Portland has so far. And that's always so important when you're facing the Blazers. You got to have some semblance of an offense beyond the arc if you're going to keep pace with them. Lillard, though, not long after, bang from Dame Dalla. How about the range on that one? And Portland quickly retakes the lead, but Dallas would have an answer. Luka puts one in, making his first shot in 4 attempts. There is a step back, however, from CJ McCollum, off to a quick start. And as you can see, checking into the game, Tim Hardaway coming in a little bit quickly than one might have imagined. There he is receiving the pass. Tough layup, though, perfectly defended by CJ. But Josh Richardson has received 2 early fouls, so that's some really important defense that Dallas will be without, as Tim Hardaway almost came away with a steal right there, but sometimes it's better be lucky than good. McCollum retakes possession and puts it in, 21-15 Portland. Tim Hardaway has a chance to redeem himself, and he does. First made tray ball for Tim Hardaway. And Hardaway is going to need to knock down some threes, that's for sure, because without Josh Richardson, you got to wonder how this defense will hang with Portland. Now Jalen Brunson will go to work, attacking Anthony Simmons off the dribble. Beautiful teardrop with his strong hand. And Jalen Brunson, a player that I like a lot. Watched him at Villanova when he won Collegiate Player of the Year. A guy with a very cerebral mind, high IQ player on both sides of the floor. Now here comes Anthony Simmons with the answer. A lob up to Donnie G, putting in that one with a soft touch. There's his first basket on his first attempt. He hasn't seen the ball much. Of course, he's still playing defense. But now here's Tim Hardaway, not able to make 2 in a row. All the starters taken out for both teams at this point of the game, with the exception of Donovan Gray, who's open there, gives it right back to Carmelo Anthony. Little handoff. Anthony Simmons, book it for Simmons. Another 3-ball goes for Portland. And when everybody's on for the Blazers, up and down their roster, Everybody's got potential to make threes consistently. Unfortunately, Lillard couldn't get that one there to extend it to a double-digit game, but when everybody's on, especially from three, you can say goodnight. Portland, just too much to handle sometimes when they got everybody hot. Speaking of hot, DeSean stays hot. Bang! Oh man, 12 points out of Dallas's 26 coming from my hometown friend. So up to 32 points thanks to CJ. He's already got 11 on the game. Here comes Luka, who's started out this game definitely a little bit slow. It's still plenty of time to turn it around. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 55% from the floor for Luka Doncic here in this Portland series. Dallas still hanging around, but when Lillard and his boys are shooting this lights out from the perimeter, we'll see how long it can last, man. This is the same issue that us Pelicans fell into so many times this season. We played 4 games against Portland in the regular season. We got killed 3 out of those 4 times, and look at this 3. Wow. Oh man, McCollum, 14 points per game on the series, 42% from the floor, but he's already eclipsed that mark. He's got 15 so far tonight. Now we see DeSean, head full of steam, working it back up the other way. A little step back. Can he answer? That one's a little bit long. He back ironed it. Now McCollum rushes it back up the other way. You can see under his feet. He's a little hot right now. So what does he do? He decides to step back and hit another. What has gotten into CJ? Man, what a microwave he is. 45-32. Things starting to slip a little bit out of Dallas's grasp. But he needs some baskets and fast. And Luka and KP running a little pick and pop. That was perfectly executed. Nurkic, he struggles sometimes in this pick and roll and pop situations. Maybe that's how they got to attack this defense. They got to get a little creative. Dorian Finney-Smith and 4 other bench players out on the floor for the Mavericks. And for Portland side of things, once again, just like we saw at the end of the first half, here coming into the close of the second, 4 bench players with the exception of Donnie G. Anthony Simmons scans the floor inside the post, and as Cantor, look at this mismatch. Oh, he put a little move on Jalen Brunson. He faked like he was going to go over his right shoulder, and he still went over with that right post hook anyway. Wow, put Brunson in the blender there. You got to feel bad for the guy. Now Nurkic tries his luck in the post. Nothing happening there. Tim Hardaway sagging a little bit on Gary Trent. Why would he do that? As you guys know, Hardaway, he had that first 3 to begin the game, but since then he's missed his last 7 shots. And I don't know what he was doing there on defense. They're really missing Josh Richardson right now. Make that his last 8. That one rims out. And with the snap of a finger, Portland, you're seeing just how dangerous they are. As if the 3 times they killed us in the regular season didn't display it enough for you. Yeah, as a third party, you're really getting a good look at it now. CJ's got 19 points, 3 threes. He's leading Portland side of things. Lillard has chipped in 15, and despite this big lead for Portland, Donnie, he only has 2 points, only 2 shots from the floor, but he has chipped in 7 rebounds. And DeSean is the leader for the Mavericks so far. Off balance from 3, that was nasty. 15 points, all points have come from 3s rather for DeSean Christian. 56-40. Things looking a little bleak for Dallas as Luka continues to struggle. Donovan now adding a second block to his totals. Donovan's averaging 20.5 points, 14 rebounds, 1.5 blocks in this Dallas series. But he's definitely bringing the defense and the rebounding tonight until he wants to go aerial. He'll still have that offense when he needs it. Wow. Here comes Donnie G soaring through the skies, and he puts a little flavor on it. Josh Richardson, he finally checks back in after dealing with some foul trouble, but not a very warm welcome. Donovan decides to display right in his face what he's been missing. 59-42. McCollum off balance. There's a good contest from Josh Richardson. Finally some defense being played by the Mavericks. Here comes Luka. So far shooting 2 of 7, but he makes a nice pass to KP. And Porzingis, the second leading scorer on Dallas in the series, 20 points and 9 rebounds for the Latvian product. Now, Lillard open. That one is no good, collected by DeSean, and he's been averaging 17 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and there's another one for him on this series. Hopefully Luka can start heating up. Here come the Mavericks a little bit, only down by a dozen. There's still plenty of time to play. We all know how difficult it can be for a team to come back on Portland. They're probably the closest thing we've seen in the NBA to the Golden State Warriors since that magical run by Steph Curry and company. But Dallas maybe thinking that they can make things a little bit more interesting. DeSean, he'll drive. Whoa! We just saw Donovan throw one down, but maybe this one can contend. Which one was nicer? I think both will easily make it on ESPN's top 10, but I mean, hey, it's not a video with DeSean if it's not if there's not at least one play where he dunks on somebody's head, right? 61-49. Dallas needed from some stops, but Lillard is really doing anything he can to break that narrative that he's not a good playoff performer here in the virtual 2K series. 6 seconds left to shoot on this possession. Portland down 3, and hey, there is some defense being played. Porzingis takes advantage of Jusuf Nurkic trying to do a little bit too much out on the perimeter, knocks that out of bounds, but watch how Portland plays this. Watch this. They call timeout off the inbound. They got something drawn up. Cantor gets in the way of Anthony Simmons' defender, and he makes him pay. Man, when you get situations like that, when you got Portland up against the wall, 4 seconds left to shoot off an inbound, you have to get the stop there. Anthony Simmons again from the same spot. This time he'll let his teammate, two-time MVP Damian Lillard, do some damage. And just like that, Portland, man, we thought Dallas was going to make this a little bit more interesting. There's Porzingis firing away. He's been solid tonight. DeSean collects another assist. And as we head into the fourth quarter, not looking too good. We saw some signs of life there finally from Dallas at the end of the third, but we still see Dallas down by 16 points, 80-64, the Blazers lead. Let's hop right into the fourth quarter. We see Josh Richardson manning the offense a little bit, and a perfectly drawn up play. All right, Luka finally with a clean look tonight. He cuts the lead down to 14, a little curl screen at the elbow, perfectly executed there. Portland with the possession plus a 17-point lead. CJ trying to go for the jugular there, no good, but you see Nurkic cleaning up the mess. And that's why Portland differs so much from any other good three-point shooting team. What a take from Damian Lillard. That one definitely was a lot harder than it looked. But yeah, Nurkic crashing the glass there. Dallas has been hanging with Portland on the rebounds so far tonight, but you see in the fourth quarter here, they're starting to let up too many second chances to Portland, and let's see what Taurean Prince can do with this second opportunity off the dribble. Wow, he's not exactly a sniper, but Taurean Prince, one of the many Portland players having a great time tonight on the offensive end. And check out this range. Damian Lillard, oh my goodness. The threes will not stop coming in succession. Portland is running Dallas out of the gym here in the winner-take-all series, or winner-take-all game of the series, rather. 106-85. It was more the same down the stretch. And with that final buzzer, that signifies the fact that we will be having to play the Portland Trail Blazers, Pelicans versus Blazers on the Western Conference side of things. Meanwhile, Milwaukee and Miami will take on each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. Lillard with 41. It looked like this was going to be CJ's night, but Lillard stole the show there at the end. Taurean Prince had 7 with that amazing 3-ball he made it earlier on. And Donnie, despite his great series, only 5 points but 13 rebounds. Plus that, or I thought he had 2 blocks. You guys saw he had 2 blocks, right? In the highlights. I'm surprised he didn't count any of those. That's weird. Anyway, regardless, Luka with 27, but he took 27 shots. If you guys just look at his box score, you would think he had a pretty solid night, but just off the eye test, he looked a little uncomfortable out there. And DeSean started hot, but he seemed to press a little bit, just like most of his Mavericks teammates. And you also saw there Tim Hardaway Jr., 2 of 13 from the floor. They needed Josh Richardson to play more minutes tonight. So that is it. Portland, the same team that has beaten us 3 out of the 4 times we've met in the regular season. And I showed the 3 losses on camera. We got destroyed all 3 games. The only game we won was in simulating whenever CJ McCollum had to miss that game. So, things aren't looking too bright. Portland, the heavy favorites in this series, but there's a reason why they play the games, fellas. I feel great. I'm ready to finally get our revenge against the Portland Trail Blazers. Me and Donnie still going for our first rings in our NBA career. Who will have the best shot? Who will face either the Bucks or the Heat in the finals here in season number 4? Hope you guys are excited. I am too. Stay tuned for the Western Conference Finals coming up soon.